Okay, let's get into your reading, Sagittarius. If you are watching this right now, loves, there is a divine presence and a divine energy because you know what? There is something so powerful that is going to happen for you over the next 7 days. I'm seeing here angel energy. Angel energy. You have got miracles coming your way over the next 7 days. After 7 days, your life will never be the same again. I am not even joking. The most powerful, most beautiful, most abundant things are going to happen for you, to you, and with you. And I have things I need to urgently tell you in regards to this. You are going to find that your life changes for the better over the next 7 days. There is so much success, so much momentum, so much progress, so much happiness, so much joy that is going to come your way that you literally cannot imagine it right now, but you also don't need to imagine it right now. There is so much that is going to happen that you are literally going to think to yourself, oh my God, trust that if this has found you, it has found you for a reason, okay? I have manifested. This reading will only find you if it is meant for you. I'm telling you, okay, anywhere from when you're watching this, okay? So it's 7 days from when you're watching this, not from when it's posted. Within those 7 days, miracles will start to happen. And in 7 days' time, your life will look quite different. It will look quite different. And I want you to sit with that distinction for a second, loves, because it matters. This clock started the moment you pressed play, not the moment I recorded it. Whatever day this is for you, your 7 days start right now. And I want to explain why that distinction actually matters practically, loves. Because if you sat here trying to count backward from when this was uploaded, you'd be measuring the wrong clock entirely. The energy of this reading activated the moment your own eyes and ears received it. That's the real starting gun, not a published date, not a timestamp, but this exact moment, right now, between us. And the reason for that is because you have been through trauma, you have been through sadness, you have been through challenges, you have been through issues and problems like no other person. You have been through so much in your life. And now is the time where things are going to work out for you. Things are going to come together for you. You have been overthinking, wondering, pondering, contemplating, when will my time come? Well, let me tell you something. Your time has come. Your time has come. And I want you to actually feel the weight of that phrase, loves, because it isn't a throwaway line. There is a very specific kind of exhaustion in wondering over and over in quiet moments, when is it going to be my turn? That question has an answer now. And the answer is not someday. It is now. And I want you to comment that down below to claim this. Okay, so it happens for you. First and foremost, make sure you're subscribed, like this reading, and comment down below. My time has come. My time has come. I'm telling you that this energy is so profound that your angels are sending you this reminder that, listen, your time is now. And I want to say something about the word profound, loves, because I don't use it lightly. Most readings carry a general, hopeful energy. This one carries something heavier, more deliberate, the kind of energy that only shows up when the message truly matters, when your angels have been waiting patiently for exactly this moment to reach you. And I want to say, loves, that patience is not passive. It took real sustained effort to keep placing small signs in your path, gently, over and over, never forcing, never giving up, until the moment finally arrived where you were ready to actually receive the fullness of what's being offered. You've been overthinking. You've been traumatized by people. You have been hurt. You have been mistreated. You have been overlooked. Your time is coming where you are going to be overbooked. And I want to sit with each of those words individually, loves. Overthinking, traumatized, hurt, mistreated, overlooked. Every single one of those was real. Every single one of those cost you something. And every single one of those is exactly what makes the coming shift so deserved. Not a lucky accident, but a genuine turning of the tide after real lived difficulty. And I want to be clear, loves, this reading is not telling you that suffering earns reward, like some kind of cosmic transaction. It's telling you something gentler than that. You survived. You kept going. And now the season that follows survival is finally simply arriving. Opportunities are coming your way romantically. Opportunities are coming career-wise. Opportunities are coming financially. Opportunities are coming socially. Your opportunities are flooding your way. And they are coming to you to bring you so much success and so much happiness that is guaranteed. And I want to talk about each of these 4 areas separately for a moment, loves. Because opportunity rarely arrives evenly across a person's life. Romantically, this could mean someone finally showing up clearly, honestly, ready. Career-wise, it could mean a door opening you hadn't even applied to yet. Financially, it could mean an unexpected resource landing exactly when you needed it. And socially, it could mean people finally gravitating toward you the way you've always deserved. You may not get all 4 areas lighting up simultaneously, loves, and that's completely normal. Pay closer attention to whichever one has felt the most quietly stuck for you lately, because that is very likely where this particular 7-day window is going to make its move first. You have guaranteed happiness and success coming your way. It has just taken a bit of time, and I want to be honest about that phrase, a bit of time, loves, because I know for some of you it hasn't felt like a bit. It has felt like a very long time. Long enough that you started to wonder if guaranteed was even a real word anymore. I want you to know that word was never in question. Only the timeline was ever in question. And that timeline is closing now. And I want to honor how heavy that long wait actually was, loves, because waiting for something you can't control tests a person in ways that are hard to explain to someone who hasn't lived it. You kept going anyway. You didn't harden completely. You didn't give up entirely. And that resilience is exactly what's about to be met with something equally generous. Temperance. And you know what? Temperance here shows that. The 8 of Pentacles shows that. The Hermit shows that it has taken its time, but it has always been pending, and it's always been there, ready to come in. And I want you to picture Temperance for a moment, loves. The angel pouring water carefully between 2 cups, never spilling a drop, never rushing the pour. That patience was never neglect. It was precision. Whatever is arriving for you was being measured out exactly, carefully, so that it lands in exactly the right proportion when it finally reaches you. And I want to say something to those of you who felt like the waiting itself was the punishment, loves, because I understand why it felt that way, but Temperance doesn't punish, she blends. She takes the raw, unrefined parts of a situation and quietly combines them into something balanced enough to actually hold, rather than handing you something half-finished before its time. And I want to sit with that word pending for a moment, loves, because pending is not the same as denied. Whatever felt like it was taking forever was never actually being withheld from you. It was simply moving through the careful, patient process that Temperance always requires before delivering something worth having. I'm telling you here right now, if you save this reading, okay, save this reading, because when it happens, you'll be like, oh my God, I need to watch that reading again. And I say that with real confidence, loves, because I've watched this exact pattern play out again and again. Someone hears a reading like this one, files it away, and then weeks or months later, something happens that makes every single word of it suddenly click into place. That click is coming for you too. And when it happens, loves, I actually want you to come back here and watch this reading again from the very beginning. You'll hear things differently the second time. Once you have real lived proof underneath the words, instead of just hope, I'm telling you there is something here. there is a trigger where when this happens for you, you'll be like, oh my God. I'm telling you also, the most powerful thing here is also, if you know someone else struggling, copy and paste the reading link and send it to them, because not only will this happen for them, but you will get tenfold abundance. When you share energy, you will always get more. Why? Because you're not gatekeeping energy, you're sharing it. And I want to explain that mechanism a little more, loves, because it isn't just a nice sentiment. Energy behaves like a current, and currents need somewhere to flow. When you hold energy tightly only for yourself, you actually constrict how much can move through you at all. The moment you pass some of it forward, you widen that channel, and more simply has room to come back through it. Think of it like a river, loves, not a bucket. A bucket only holds what you pour into it once. A river, the more it moves, the more it can carry through endlessly, as long as it keeps flowing. The other thing I really want to say here is that you have got opportunities coming your way over the next 7 days. There will be a very powerful opportunity that comes your way that will make you believe again, that will make you happy again, that will make you feel positive. Like, you know what? Good things do happen to good people, and that is a sign, okay? So take that as a sign. 7 days from now, you will feel rejuvenated. You will feel uplifted. And I want you to actually imagine this moment concretely, loves, not as an abstract feeling, but as a specific memory you haven't made yet. A morning 7 days from now, where you wake up and something in your chest just feels lighter before you even remember why. That lightness is what rejuvenation actually feels like. And it is coming. And I want you to hold on to that specific image, loves. A morning where the good feeling arrives before your mind even catches up to explain it. That's how you'll know this is real. Not something you talked yourself into, but something your body simply recognizes first. There's an opportunity here. You will feel valued. You will feel respected. You will feel excited. You will feel like everything is working out for me in my favor. You will feel like there is truth and fulfillment and honesty, and you will feel uplifted. You will feel content. And I want to name why feeling valued and respected sit so close together in this reading, loves, because they often arrive as a pair. Once people start seeing your actual worth clearly, respect tends to follow almost automatically. You won't have to demand it or prove yourself into earning it. It will simply be given freely, the way it always should have been. And I want to name how tiring it is, loves, having to constantly perform your worth just to receive basic decency. That performance is ending. You get to simply exist as yourself and let that be more than enough. I know that's a hard permission to accept fully, loves, especially if you've spent years believing you had to earn every ounce of kindness that came your way. But permission doesn't need to be earned. It just needs to be received. Practice that this week, loves. Just once. When someone offers you something kind, resist the urge to immediately deflect or repay it. Simply say thank you and let it land. Just once this week, loves. And notice how it feels. Uncomfortable maybe at first. But sit in that discomfort for a moment, rather than rushing past it back into familiar deflection. Each time you do this, loves, it gets a little easier. Receiving is a muscle, just like anything else. And muscles strengthen with repetition, not with a single perfect attempt. Be gentle with yourself if the first few tries feel clumsy, loves. Every new skill does at first. The goal isn't perfection. It's simply showing up for the practice again tomorrow. By the end of these 7 days, loves, this will already feel more natural than it does right now. And that's the whole point of practicing anything at all. You will feel like the best version of yourself. You will feel like everything is working out for you. There is more money that is going to come your way. there is better health, there is more joy, there is more fulfillment. There is this energy of you feeling super, super uplifted, okay? And I want to say something about health specifically, loves, because emotional relief and physical well-being are far more connected than people realize. A body that has been quietly carrying stress for a long time often starts to soften the moment that stress finally lifts. Don't be surprised if you sleep better, eat with more appetite, simply feel more at home in your own skin over these next 7 days. And I want you to actually notice these small physical shifts as they happen, loves. Because they're easy to dismiss as unrelated. They're not. Your body has been holding tension for you this entire time, and its own relief is just as much a part of this reading as anything else. Give your body a little extra kindness this week, loves. A slower morning, a real meal instead of a rushed one. A few extra minutes of stillness before the day pulls you along. It has earned that gentleness. And I want to slow down on this list for a moment, loves, because it's easy to let a list like that blur past without actually landing. Rejuvenated, uplifted, valued, respected, excited, content, the best version of yourself. Every single one of those, named individually, on purpose. Because every single one of them is coming. And I want you to actually say them out loud if you can, loves. Right now, wherever you are. Rejuvenated, uplifted, valued, respected, excited, content, the best version of yourself. There is something different about hearing your own voice claim these words. Rather than just reading them silently, your voice carries a different kind of belief than silent reading does, loves, and belief spoken aloud has a way of settling deeper into the body than belief simply thought. So even if it feels a little silly, loves, say it anyway. Silliness has never once stopped something from being true. The number 7. You got a 7 here. You literally got a 7 here. By the way, if you see a lot of number 7s as well, it's basically correlating to this reading that what I'm saying here is going to happen for you, okay? Like you're going to have a lot of success. A lot of things are going to come together for you. There's going to be a lot of movement, momentum, progress, happiness, joy. Things are going to work out for you in beautiful, beautiful ways. Things are going to come together for you in really beautiful ways. And everything is going to work out for you really, really beautifully in a very prosperous way. And I want you to notice the specific word choice here. Loves, prosperous, not just successful. Prosperity carries a fullness to it, a sense of overflow rather than just enough. That is exactly the energy sitting underneath these next 7 days. Not scraping by, but genuinely, tangibly thriving. And I want you to let that word overflow actually settle for a second, loves. Because scarcity has probably shaped your expectations for a long time now. This reading is asking you to stretch your imagination slightly wider than that, to make room for more than just enough. Scarcity taught you to be grateful for crumbs, loves, and gratitude for crumbs is a survival skill, a genuinely useful one when that's all there is. But you're not in that season anymore. You're allowed to expect the whole meal now. And I want to say something about repeating 7s specifically, loves. Because a single 7 is meaningful, but a repeating pattern of them is something else entirely. It means the universe isn't just hinting at this once. It's confirming it over and over until you can't possibly mistake it for coincidence. And I want you to start actually watching for this starting tonight, loves. Not obsessively, but with genuine curiosity. A receipt total, a clock, a page number, a phone number you glance at in passing. Let each one land fully rather than slipping past unnoticed the way earlier signs may have. And I want to give you one small practical tool here, loves. Keep a note on your phone or a small notebook nearby and simply jot down each time 7 shows up this week. By the end of these 7 days, you'll have real, tangible proof of exactly how present this energy has been around you. And that proof matters, loves, not to convince anyone else, but to convince the part of you that still needs a little evidence before it fully believes. The Page of Wands. Here shows you're going to have so much excitement, so much fulfillment, and lots of things to look forward to. Your goals, your manifestations, and your dreams will start to come together and come to fruition. And I want to name each of those 3 words separately: loves, goals, manifestations, dreams, because they aren't quite the same thing. Goals are the concrete plans you've written down. Manifestations are the specific things you've been quietly asking the universe for. And dreams are the bigger, sometimes barely spoken aloud visions you've carried since long before any of this began. All 3 converging now, together. And I want to say something about dreams specifically. Loves, the ones you've carried quietly, maybe even a little embarrassed to say out loud. Those deserve just as much space in this reading as the practical goals do. The universe doesn't rank them by how realistic they sound. It simply moves toward what's actually held with real, sincere longing. So whatever that quiet, slightly embarrassed dream is for you, loves, let it come out of hiding a little this week. Name it, at least to yourself. The universe responds best to things actually named, not things left permanently vague and unspoken. Write it down if you can, loves, in your own handwriting, somewhere you'll actually see it again. Vague hopes float away easily. Named ones tend to stick around long enough to actually happen. There's something about ink on paper, loves, a kind of permanence a thought floating in your head simply doesn't have. Give this dream that permanence. It has waited long enough in the vague, unspoken place. Give it a real seat at the table now, loves, alongside the practical goals and the everyday manifestations. It belongs there just as much as they do. You don't need to apologize for wanting it, loves. And you don't need to explain why it matters to anyone who wouldn't understand anyway. Simply let it exist fully as part of what this whole reading is moving you toward. And I think that's a beautiful place to sit for a moment, loves, before we move into the closing message. And I want to sit with the Page of Wands a moment longer, loves, because pages carry a very specific kind of energy, the energy of a message just beginning to arrive. This isn't the whole story yet. It's the excited, eager first chapter of it, and that eagerness itself is worth celebrating. Think about how a page moves through a royal court in these old card images, loves, quick, eager, carrying urgent news to whoever needs to hear it. That is exactly the energy of this next stretch of days. Not a slow trickle of information, but something arriving with real visible momentum. And momentum, once it starts, loves, tends to keep building on itself. One small good thing opens the door for the next one. You don't need every piece to arrive at once. You just need the first domino to tip, and it already has. So if you look around right now, loves, and everything still looks exactly the same as it did yesterday, don't mistake stillness for stagnation. The first small piece has already moved. The rest is simply catching up to it. Think of it like water heating on a stove, loves. Nothing visible happens for a long stretch, and then, quite suddenly, it boils. The heat was building the whole time. You just couldn't see it yet. And that's exactly why patience during a quiet stretch is not the same as giving up, loves. The water doesn't know it's about to boil either. It just keeps heating faithfully until the moment arrives. The Wheel of Fortune. This is really important. It's also why you get readers that come, they post a lot and then they just randomly disappear for like 3-4 weeks or a month. It's good to build something in a way that has strong foundations long term, okay? So I just really want to mention that as well. And that's what I always aim to do. You want something in your life long term, right? If you want money in your life, you want it long term, not just today and then gone tomorrow. If you want love in your life, you want it long term, right? You don't just want it here and want it gone tomorrow. You always work towards the long term. This is Jupiter energy, okay? What I'm trying to mention to you in my readings, what I share with you is the long-term aspect. So the Wheel of Fortune here shows the angels want you to have things for the long term, not just gone, not just here today, gone tomorrow. So always do things in aid of the long term. It's Jupiter energy because Jupiter is to do with expansion, right? Expansion in terms of expanding the longevity of things in your life and making those things happen longevity-wise. And I want to give you a real physical picture of Jupiter energy, loves, because it isn't the energy of a quick sprint. It's the energy of a great slow-growing oak tree. The kind that isn't fully grown in a season or even a decade, but that once grown stands for generations. Whatever is expanding for you right now is being grown that way on purpose. So be patient with the small invisible growth happening underground right now, loves, because oak trees don't show much above the surface in their first year either. That doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means the roots are doing the most important work first, exactly as they should. And I want to say, loves, the tree that grows slowly with deep roots is always the one that survives the storms that topple the fast-growing ones. You are being built for the storms, not just for the sunny days. And that matters, loves, because life will still bring occasional storms, even in a season this blessed. The difference now is that you'll actually weather them instead of being uprooted by them entirely. That's the real gift of these 7 days, loves. Not a life with no more challenges ever again, but roots deep enough that challenges stop being able to knock you all the way down. And I want to explain why this matters so much for you specifically, loves, because 777 is not a fast, flashy number. It is a spiritual number, a number of depth and roots. Whatever arrives for you over these next 7 days is not being built to disappear quickly. It is being built the way Jupiter builds, slowly, expansively, to actually last. And I want to reassure the part of you that's used to good things not lasting, loves, the part that's braced, out of old habit, for the other shoe to drop. I understand why that bracing formed, but this reading is not describing another fleeting high. It is describing roots, something growing underground first, quietly, before it ever shows itself above the surface. And that bracing you've built, loves, it served a purpose once. It protected you when things really did fall apart before. But I want you to notice gently when that old bracing shows up over these next 7 days, and remind yourself that this particular thing was built differently. You're allowed to keep the wisdom that bracing taught you, loves, the sharpened instincts, the ability to read a room quickly. You just don't need the fear attached to it anymore. Wisdom without fear is simply discernment, and discernment is a gift, not a burden. Carry it lightly, loves, not clenched in your fist like a weapon, but held gently like a tool you only reach for when you actually need it. Most days won't need it at all, loves, and that's exactly the point. You get to move through your life open, trusting, with discernment, simply resting quietly in reserve, ready if you ever truly need it. That's the whole difference, loves, between living guarded and living wisely. Guarded lives shrink. Wise ones simply stay ready, while still fully, openly living. Choose the wise version of yourself over these next 7 days, loves. The one who stays soft, stays open, and simply trusts that whatever needs protecting will still be protected. That trust, loves, is the whole heart of this reading. So Don't worry, it will be fine. There are some steps to take here, but you will be in a place where there is success, there is abundance, there is happiness, there is joy. Do not worry. You'll be sitting on a throne feeling good, and people will respect you. And I want you to really picture that throne for a second, loves, because it isn't about lording anything over anyone. It's about finally sitting in your own life, the way a person sits when they know exactly who they are, steady, unbothered, simply occupying the space that was always theirs to occupy. And I want you to notice something about respect in this reading, loves, because it never once said you'd have to demand it, argue for it, or prove yourself to earn it. It simply said people will respect you, freely given, because they'll finally be able to see plainly exactly what was always there to respect. And before the final message, I want to leave you with 3 small things to hold on to, loves. The first, your 7 days started the moment you pressed play, not the moment this was posted. Mark it somewhere, your notes app, a calendar, so you can actually watch the timeline unfold instead of losing track of it. The second, when you see repeating 7s this week, pause and actually acknowledge them. Don't just notice and move on. Let each one land as the confirmation it is. And the third, whatever opportunity shows up, romantic, career, financial, or social, receive it with the long-term Jupiter energy in mind. Don't grab at it out of scarcity. Let it settle in slowly, the way things built to last always do. And I want to answer one more thing before the final message. Loves, why this reached you now with this much specific detail. You needed to see the full shape of these 7 days before they begin, so that when the small signs start showing up, you recognize them fully instead of dismissing them. And I want to speak to the small, doubting part of you for a moment, loves. The one that's heard all of this and is quietly thinking, but what if 7 days pass and nothing changes? That voice is not wisdom. It's a pattern built from disappointment, trying to protect you from hoping too much and being let down again. Just for these next 7 days, loves, set that voice down completely. This is already in motion, loves. Temperance, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Hermit showed the patient timing already completing itself. The 7s showed the confirmation repeating until it couldn't be missed. The Page of Wands showed the excitement and fulfillment already beginning, and the Wheel of Fortune showed the long-term Jupiter-built abundance already forming. Stay open, loves. Your 7 days have already started. And I want to remind you, loves, you don't have to do anything dramatic to receive this. You don't have to force it, chase it, or perform readiness you don't actually feel yet. Your only job right now is to notice it when it shows up and let it in a little more each day. So let me lay this all out one final time, loves. Slowly, so it settles into your bones. Over the next 7 days, from the moment you press play, your life is going to look different than it does right now. Temperance, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Hermit confirmed that the timing, though it felt slow, was always pending, always coming. The 7s confirmed this reading is meant specifically for you, repeating until you couldn't miss it. The Page of Wands confirmed excitement and fulfillment already beginning to stir. And the Wheel of Fortune confirmed that whatever arrives is being built the long-term way, the Jupiter way, to actually last, not to disappear the way fast, flashy things always do. Every card, loves, every single one, agreeing with every other card. No confusion, no contradiction, just one clear, steady direction pointing you forward. One message: your time has come. Let it arrive fully over these next 7 days. And I want to leave you with one final thought, loves, before we close completely. 7 days from now, or maybe far sooner than that, you're going to look back on this exact moment, the one where you sat here wondering if any of this was real, and you're going to smile at how much you worried. The way we always smile at old fears once life has finally plainly answered them. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, my time has come. Because every word of that is true. Save this. Come back in 7 days and tell me what changed. If this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.